The Champions League is back, but this time it is slightly different. You have probably heard this already, but teams are now playing in one big league, each against 8 different opponents that were decided during the draw. Teams earn points just like in the national competitions. And after 8 games, we have one big league table. The 8 best teams go directly to the round of 16, and numbers 9 to 24 play a playoff round to decide who will join the others in the round of 16. Numbers 25 to 36 are knocked out from the competition completely. The round of 16 draw is based on performance, which means that the higher you end up in the league table, the easier your opponent will be in the round of 16. This makes it extremely important to end as high as possible in the league. So that's quite different than what we are used to. If you have any questions about the new format, let me know in the comments and I will happily answer them for you. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more Barça and football content and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. After a sad and avoidable ending to last season's Champions League campaign, Barça is looking for sweet revenge. I think FC Barcelona is one of the teams that suffered the most in the last couple of seasons, especially in the Champions League. Big defeats, questionable refereeing and not even making it past the group stage. It is time that Barça shows their true identity on the European stage once again. And this season they will do exactly that. Let me tell you why. First of all, this is not an easy list of opponents. Actually, these are quite difficult. Bayern Munich, Dortmund and Benfica away, Europa League winners Atalanta and Monaco, who already won against Barça this season. Let's take a look at each game. Barça's opening game is against AS Monaco. The two teams played against each other in the Johan Gamper match at the start of the season. Monaco won 3-0. That must have hurt for Barça, since this is their opening game of the season where they celebrate most of the times with a win the start of the new season. And Barça actually played with a lot of first team players, but I think we can all say that the team recovered from this loss since they won all games in La Liga so far, the latest with 7-0. So I do believe this game will be completely different. Of course, the opening game is always difficult. Both teams are looking forward to it, are in good shape and give 100%, which are reasons to believe it will be far from an easy win. I do think Barça is in the form to beat this Monaco team, but with some bad luck it might end up in a draw as well. Then Barça Young Boys. Young Boys knocked out Galatasaray to be in the group stage, which is something that not everyone expected. The game was very dramatic with a huge fight and a late goal. Young Boys has caused some trouble to bigger teams in the past, but Barça should not have a problem with them at home this time. So I expect 3 points from this match. Now things are getting interesting. Barça versus Bayern Munich. Barça's kryptonite. Bayern has won the last 6 matches against Barça, dating all the way back to 2015. They knocked us out twice in the group stage and of course that historic 8-2 defeat, which was so bad that 4 years later Barça had to sign the manager that destroyed them. Back then Bayern had an incredible team that went on to win the Sextuple, but nowadays they still have a good squad with Golden Boot winner Harry Kane, star boy Musiala and old familiar faces such as Neuer, Kimmich and Müller. The game being at the Montjuic Stadium makes me think that Barça has got a better chance than if the roles were reversed, but this is the most challenging game of the group stage of course. I very much like Barça's team now, but on paper I think Bayern has more squad depth and more great players. And looking back at the last games, it doesn't look great for Barça, but I think the game can go both ways and I really hope it goes Barça's way for once. After the game against Bayern, Barça will play against Red Star in Serbia. You guys made sure I knew that Red Star won a Champions League title in the past after my short. So, apologies to the Serbians I offended. It was just a joke. This club has insane fans, so it is far from an easy away game. But Barça is superior in terms of quality on the pitch, and I hope they realize that they need to 3 points against opponents like this, and I believe they will. Another game Barça has to win is the game against Brest. This will be the last easy game before facing 3 more difficult opponents. Brest finished 3rd in the league last season, but I don't think they will be much of a threat against Barça, especially since it is in the Montjuic. Then, an amazing away game for Barça at the Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund. And I can confirm that since I've seen a couple of games there, with the one against AC Milan being the latest. The atmosphere can be insane in this stadium and will have an impact on the players. All of this plus the quality of the Dortmund squad makes it a difficult game. I don't believe Barça will win here. I think it will likely be a draw like in 2019. Following that is another away game at a difficult ground, namely in Lisbon at Benfica. Barça has played here 5 times in their history and only won once in 2012. The last time they played here, they got beaten bad with 3-0. This was the Koeman ball era, where Barça played with this lineup and played with the most boring football ever. Benfica, together with Bayern, kicked Barça out of the group stage that year. Barça's team looks much better this year compared to back then, but this game will also be difficult. These later games will of course be heavily dependent on earlier games, but right now we can't take that into account. I think this game will be similar to Dortmund-Barça, but I give Barça a higher chance of winning against Benfica. Then the last game against last year's Europa League winners Atalanta, who broke the amazing unbeaten streak of Bayern Leverkusen. But they lost, as we saw in the European Super Cup against Real Madrid, which is making me think that they are beatable, especially at home. So I think Barça will add another 3 points to their tally in the last game of the league phase. This will set the team on a total number of 19 points if my predictions are correct. I believe you need more than 15 points to get into the top spots. So Barça will be safe in this case and will face one of the easier opponents in the round of 16, making their route to the final a little less difficult. Then the further opponents are highly based on the next draw. But this current league draw makes me think that Barça can go very far in this tournament and can even win it maybe. But right now I think they will go through the league phase, which will give them an easy opponent in the round of 16, which is all we need for this period of the Champions League campaign. I am looking forward to see the team shine again in the Champions League, especially against bigger opponents. So I hope they can deliver. What do you think of Barça's opponents in the league phase? And do you think they can win the whole thing? Let me know in the comments. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. Take care.